Here are my top three takeaways from a really powerful and touching conversation with Rex Miller about healing trauma in our communities and in our workplaces. The first key takeaway is the issues are in the tissues. Trauma changes body chemistry. Rex explained the brain science. The ring of fire is a unique constellation of brain regions that rewire and refire differently as a result of trauma. This is more than just stress and burnout, and it's much more prevalent than we realize. For example, in one school, 25% of educators showed symptoms of trauma simply as a function of their experience at work. Second, empathy has declined since the 1970s. Assessment of college students over time shows that empathy has dropped a whopping 40% in the last 50 years, and another 18% during COVID. This is probably due in part to empathy fatigue and the long-term effects of vicarious trauma. People are simply no longer able, they just don't have the capacity to take more on. And finally, pressing pause doesn't heal the wound. Through COVID, many companies paused operations, but they didn't address the trauma employees experienced. Rex explained that COVA was really a global mass disaster with significant disruptions to personal and professional lives. Our covenant with work was broken, and these kinds of things take 7 to 10 years to work through in a community. So pressing pause with no trauma worker intervention and then just flipping the switch on again, all it does is reopen the wound. In this conversation, Rex shared some personal and touching examples of the kinds of interventions he's using to help communities heal from trauma.